Benny the Bookworm was a young, curious fellow who lived in a small, quiet town. Unlike other worms, Benny had an insatiable hunger for knowledge. He loved crawling through the pages of books more than munching on leaves. His favorite place in the world was the local library, where he spent countless hours. Benny's friends teased him for spending so much time studying. "Books won't get you anywhere, Benny," said Sammy the snail, who preferred sleeping. But Benny didn't mind. He knew that knowledge was the key to the world. One day, Benny decided he wanted to see the world beyond his little town. He packed his tiny backpack with a magnifying glass, a notebook, and his favorite book. As he slithered out of the library, the librarian whispered, "Good luck, Benny." Benny's first stop was the bustling city of Learnsville, known for its enormous university. He was amazed by the towering buildings and the endless rows of books. Benny enrolled in a few classes, eager to soak up as much as he could. The professors were astounded by Benny's dedication and quick learning. In biology class, Benny learned about the different species of insects, including his own. In history, he was fascinated by tales of ancient civilizations and their wisdom. His favorite class, however, was geography, where he learned about the world's wonders. Benny made new friends in class, including Lucy the ladybug and Timmy the termite. Together, they formed a study group that met every evening. Benny always led the discussions, thanks to his deep understanding of the subjects. One evening, after a particularly intense study session, Lucy suggested a trip. "Let's go see the world we've been learning about," she said excitedly. Benny was thrilled at the idea of combining travel with learning. The group decided to visit the Great Book Canyon, a famous tourist spot. It was a place where ancient books were etched into the canyon walls. As they traveled, Benny shared facts and stories about each place they visited. They stopped by the Valley of the Vowels, where they marveled at the giant letters. Benny explained how vowels were the backbone of language, connecting words together. Next, they visited the consonant cliffs, where each cliff face represented a different letter. Timmy, being a bit of a prankster, tried to climb the T cliff but got stuck. "Looks like you've made your mark," Benny joked, helping him down. The group laughed their spirits high as they continued their journey. At the Great Book Canyon, they were awestruck by the grandeur of the ancient texts. Benny felt a deep connection to the canyon, as if the words were speaking to him. "This is what studying has led us to," Benny said, his voice filled with pride. They spent days exploring the canyon, each day uncovering new stories and knowledge. One morning, they discovered a hidden passage leading deep into the canyon. Benny's heart raced with excitement as they ventured into the unknown. At the end of the passage, they found an ancient library carved into the rock. It was filled with books that had not been read for centuries. Benny was overjoyed, knowing they had stumbled upon a treasure trove of knowledge. The group decided to spend the rest of their trip in the hidden library. They read book after book, each one more fascinating than the last. Benny couldn't believe how much there was to learn and discover. One day, they found a book titled The Secrets of Success. Intrigued, they opened it to find a single sentence: "Knowledge is the key to success." Benny felt a sense of fulfillment, realizing how true those words were. He had studied hard, traveled far, and now understood the value of his efforts. As their journey came to an end, the group reflected on what they had learned. Lucy smiled and said, "We've seen the world, and it's even more beautiful than we imagined." Timmy nodded, "And we couldn't have done it without all that studying." Benny felt a surge of pride, knowing he had led them on this incredible journey. They returned to Learnsville, their minds filled with new knowledge and experiences. Benny was greeted as a hero, his story inspiring others to value their studies. The professors at the university invited Benny to give a lecture on his travels. Benny stood before a packed auditorium, sharing the lessons he had learned. "Studying isn't just about books," Benny said. "It's about opening doors to new adventures." The audience was captivated, realizing that learning could be fun and exciting. Benny concluded his lecture with a simple message: never stop learning. After the lecture, Benny's friends celebrated with him at the campus cafe. They toasted to their adventures and to the endless possibilities that knowledge brings. Benny couldn't help but feel a deep sense of satisfaction. His love for studying had led him on a journey he would never forget. As the night wore on, Benny sat quietly, reflecting on all he had achieved. He knew that this was just the beginning of his lifelong journey of learning. The next day, Benny was approached by a group of younger students. They looked up to him, eager to follow in his footsteps. Benny took them under his wing, sharing his knowledge and passion for learning. The group grew larger as more students joined, inspired by Benny's story. Benny started a club called the Knowledge Seekers, dedicated to exploration and study. They organized trips to various places, each one a learning adventure. Benny's reputation as a scholar and adventurer spread throughout the land. He was invited to speak at conferences and schools across the country. Benny traveled far and wide, always with his trusty magnifying glass and notebook. He met scholars, explorers, and teachers who shared his passion for learning. Everywhere he went, Benny encouraged others to embrace their studies. He told them that studying wasn't just about getting good grades, but about understanding the world. Benny's life was full of excitement, discovery, and, most importantly, learning. He never forgot the friends who had accompanied him on his first journey. Lucy, Timmy, and Benny remained close, continuing to explore the world together. They often reminisced about their trip to the Great Book Canyon, laughing at their adventures. Benny's story became a legend, inspiring generations of young learners. The small worm from the quiet town had become a symbol of the power of knowledge. One day, Benny returned to the library where his journey began. He smiled as he saw a new generation of bookworms eagerly reading. Benny knew that the cycle of learning and exploration would continue. He picked up a new book, ready to embark on another adventure. "There's always something new to learn," Benny thought to himself. As he turned the pages, he felt the familiar thrill of discovery. Benny the Bookworm had proven that knowledge truly was the key to the world. His journey had shown that studying could lead to the most amazing adventures. Benny looked around at the library, filled with students eager to learn. He realized that his story was just one of many waiting to be written. With a smile, Benny returned to his studies, excited for what the future held. He knew that as long as he kept learning, there would always be new worlds to explore. Benny's story was a testament to the benefits of study, knowledge, and exploration. He had found joy in learning and shared that joy with everyone he met. Benny's journey was far from over. It had only just begun. And so, Benny the Bookworm continued to study, explore, and inspire, one page at a time. For in the end, Benny knew that the greatest adventure of all was the pursuit of knowledge.